Stevenson defines academic misconduct using 7 categories. Those categories are cheating, collusion, fabrication, multiple submissions, plagiarism, unauthorized assistance, and other, which includes lying, bribery, damaging or stealing another's academic property, or violating professional standards. Let's take a look at the definition for each of these categories and some examples of what may be classified as academic misconduct. Cheating is defined as any behavior that attempts to undermine an instructor's efforts to assess learning. Using or creating unauthorized materials or methods to complete a test, quiz, examination, assignment, or other assessment is also considered cheating, as well as providing unauthorized assistance to other students. Some examples of cheating would be copying from someone's paper during a test, giving another student information about a test you took but they have not yet taken, using notes in a closed note exam. Collusion is when 2 or more students conspire to subvert the learning process, particularly with regard to the instructor's efforts to assess learning outcomes. Unlike authorized group work, this creates an unfair advantage. One of the most common examples of collusion occurs when lab partners work together to complete a lab report when assignment instructions specify it is to be completed individually. If you are unsure of whether or not your instructor allows group work, be sure to ask if it is not otherwise specified in the syllabus. Fabrication occurs when a student presents false data, sources, or research for academic credit. An example of this would be creating data for a science paper or making up a source for an English paper. Multiple submissions is when a student presents the same work in whole or in part for credit in more than one course without the explicit permission of all interested instructors. The key here is to obtain permission, or it will be considered a violation. If you are unsure, simply ask your professor. However, often instructors specify in the syllabus or the assignment instructions that they expect original work. In those cases, the question has already been answered. Plagiarism is understood to mean representing the words, ideas, research, or works of another as one's own. Plagiarism can involve submitting work prepared entirely or in part by another person, a commercial service, or by borrowing material as direct quotation, partial quotation, or paraphrase from published or unpublished sources without proper acknowledgement. Students must appropriately document all print, online, and oral sources that they use to complete assignments. Please be aware that Stevenson's plagiarism definition does not account for intentionality. A student can be found responsible for plagiarism even if it occurs as a result of their lack of understanding of how to cite properly. One form of plagiarism occurs when a student uses text taken verbatim from a website without using quotation marks but does include a citation. Another example of plagiarism would be when a student puts someone else's ideas in their own words, or paraphrase, but does not include a citation. If you are unsure of how to cite or when to cite, please reach out to your faculty member for help. You can also seek help from the Stevenson Library at stevensonlibrary.org. Unauthorized assistance is when a student accepts the help of another person in completing an assignment for assessment without the instructor's express permission. It can also occur when another person, even a tutor, alters or revises an assignment beyond the scope of collaboration defined by the instructor. Examples of this are when a friend's proofread of your paper goes beyond grammar and typos, or when you receive information from someone else about what is on an upcoming test or quiz. Other behaviors that constitute academic misconduct include, but are not limited to, lying about attendance or why an extension is needed on assignments; forgery, forging an instructor's signature, doctor's note, or forms submitted to the university; bribery, bribing faculty members, bribing other students to take courses or exams for you; damaging or stealing another's academic property; stealing project designs; damaging someone else's materials or books. And violating professional standards. In internship or practicum settings, not performing your assigned tasks or divulging client information.